Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your man Shaq Cooking. Guys, welcome back to another fresh episode. That's right, of Keeping It Real with Shaquille. We inquired to inspire. Guys, man, this season has been tremendous. I mean, we've had special guests on the show. Last guest was Mr. Sterling Wilder. We've had Rivermont Baptist Church pastor Byron J. Elliott, as well as Lord member Mr. Howard Hanson. We've had my wife on here to talk about our scholarship, and we had the very special and significant musician, Mr. Jiggy M. I mean, this season has been one to remember, and it only gets better from here. But this season, this show, this brand will be nothing without you guys. So first and foremost, thank you to all the fans for watching, for sharing, for subscribing, and just for being faithful for who you are and supporting this brand, this show, guys. So thank you so much. Make sure that you add us on Facebook at Keeping It Real with Shaquille Talk Show. Go and like that page. Also, make sure to like us and follow us on Instagram at Shaq_attack_CEO. So that is the official Keeping It Real with Shaquille page on Instagram. So make sure that you guys go and follow that. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube. So go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Shaquille E. Cook. All right, make sure that you go do that. Go click that subscribe button. You can catch every single episode from season 2 up to season 3 on YouTube. So make sure that you go hit that subscribe button, help a brother out. Also, guys, make sure that you're going out to support our other show, the College Football Highlight Podcast. Season 2 will be starting up this August, which is right around the corner. College football is going to be here, and I cannot wait. So make sure that you go support the College Football Highlight on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher. Also, high school students, we're less than a month away. So if you just graduated high school, I want to give you a congratulations. Shout out to everybody who graduated here in Lynchburg from EC Glass and Heritage. Make sure that you guys apply. Okay, we're less than a month away for the Keeping It Real Shaquille Outstanding Student Scholarship. Okay, the deadline to turn in all your information is July the 4th. This is a very unique $500 scholarship, guys. So make sure if you are in high school, and it doesn't matter where you are, no matter where you are in the country, if you are going to a 4-year university or college here this fall 2019, please make sure that you apply. So you can inbox me. You can also email us at keepingitreal323@gmail.com. Please, guys, make sure to do that. Also, I know you guys seen the photo. The new play that I have a starting role in is called Dear God, Thank You for My Child, and it's written by the one and only Daniel Barksdale. He is very talented, and guys, I'm telling you, when the tickets drop for this show, you need to go ahead and get it ASAP. And so to find out more information about the play, go to danielbarksdale.com, okay? Because I'm telling you, this play is so lit. I enjoy going to rehearsal every single week, and I'm telling you, man, like, when this play drops, tickets, you need to buy them, because I can promise you they will sell out, because this show is going to be a great show. And Daniel, he doesn't play around. This man, he puts out quality. So shout out to Daniel Barksdale, and I'm very excited. So guys, make sure that you go ahead, when the tickets drop, grab your ticket. Last thing before I hop into the message, guys, I have a surprise. I'm just going to go ahead and reveal it to you here, because what other way to do it? The Shack Attack Pizza is coming back. Yes, the Shack Attack Pizza is coming back. It is coming back to Woodfire Pizza Company, which is a pizza restaurant on Liberty University's campus. So guys, this fall in August, all right, they're going to re-release the Shack Attack Pizza. So I want to give a special shout out to all my partners over there at Sodexo, and a special shout out to everyone at Sodexo, all the executives and all the staff there that are helping me on this project, that partner with me. We're going to have a little bit of public relations work that's going to happen, so you might see me on a couple flyers to talk about this partnership that we have with Sodexo. And guys, we're just very excited about it. So without further ado, I want to get into tonight's message, because this message is very important, and it is titled, Do Not Forget What You Started. Don't forget what you started. Do not forget what you started. Guys, we are midway through the year. We are midway through 2019. It is June. The first 6 months of this year has flown by completely. And I know that at the beginning of the year, we all, myself and everybody who's watching, we set goals. Goals to lose weight, goals to have more finances, goals to advance in our job, goals to save more money, goals to travel, whatever it is, whatever your New Year's resolution is. Well, guess what, guys? Now we're mid-year, and I need you to remember what you have started. Do not forget what you started. Don't forget it. Why? Because when we get to the midpoint of things, we tend to fall off. We tend to forget everything. We tend to forget the reasons why we started what we started. We tend to forget the reason why we're here. We tend to forget. And I'm telling you, I'm here to remind you, do not forget what you started. Finish what you started. That's what I need you to do. Because here's the thing, guys. A couple things we have to remember. We have to remember our why. Why did you set that goal to begin with? Obviously, you're not going to set a goal at the beginning of the year if it's not something that you truly want to do. If it's not something that you really want to see a change or a difference in. You're not going to set that goal if it's not what you want to do. Maybe it's to write a play. Maybe it's to act. Maybe it's to get into more filming. Maybe it's to get on more merchandise or start a new partnership or whatever it is, whatever that dream was that you had at the beginning of the year. And we hit the halfway point. We went through tragedies. We lost loved ones. We went through some great times, graduations. I mean, just life hits you with the highs and lows. And we tend to forget what we started. And if we do forget what we start, then it becomes a side project. It becomes a side project. And it's one of those things that you started and you put to the side, and years go by, you never finished it. Maybe your goal at the beginning of the year was to finish your degree. Maybe, okay, you are a couple classes behind. You were supposed to graduate in May, but now you have to graduate in December. Okay, that's cool. As long as you graduate and finish your goal, that's what I need you to do. So I want to talk to you guys from the perspective of sports. See, right now it's NBA Finals season. Raptors, and you have the Golden State Warriors, who are there every single year. Everybody at the beginning of the year wants to make it to a championship. Everybody wants a championship, but only 2 teams can make it to get a championship, and only 1 team can walk away champion. So what happens during the games, and this is any sport, during halftime, what they do, they sit down, get the Gatorade, they refuel, they get the ice, and wipe their face off, and just try to regenerate. But you know what? They regenerate, but they also look at their performance for the first half of the game. They look at what they did successful. They look at the plans that they had at the beginning of the game, and they evaluate, they assess. They assess how they've been performing based on the plans that they made. And what they do is they look at everything that they've done so far for those first 2 quarters of that first half. And whatever isn't working, they change it. What's working, they keep it and try to make it better. But ultimately, when they walk out their locker room, they only have one thing on their mind, and that is to win. And what I'm telling you today is this is your halftime. This is my halftime. This is our halftime. Maybe some things got delayed. Maybe you started the year off not exactly how you wanted to start the year off. Maybe you slacked off at the beginning of the year. And that's okay, because it's not all about how you start, but how you finish. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and preach to you right now. It's not all about how you start, but how you finish. It's all about who wins in the end, who is victorious in the end. And listen, God has placed too much greatness in you for you to not be victorious in the end. So no matter what the season started off with, no matter how the year started, I need you to reevaluate and finish how you plan to finish. Yes, you got hit with some roadblocks. Yes, some things came out of surprise. Maybe you made a huge plan for this year and something happened and blew that plan out the window. And now you're trying to reassess your plan. Now you're trying to figure out, okay, well, how in the world am I going to get back on track? Lord, what am I supposed to do? Well, this is what halftime is all about. It is June, and we're halfway through the year. What I need you to do not give up in the transition. Do not give up at halftime. Halftime is not designed for you to give up. Halftime is designed for you to look and evaluate everything that you've done so far and to make it better so that you can finish out on top. In the game of basketball, what they do, they look at their plan, look at the game plan. You look at the game plan to see how well they have been doing according to that game plan. And if that game plan hasn't been working, they switch it up. Maybe they switch it up because of the team that they're playing. Maybe they switch it up because the defense that they plan to run just isn't working. The offense that they plan to run just isn't working. Sometimes we have to switch things up based on the conditions and based on our circumstances that we're dealing with. Sometimes we have to do that, and that is totally fine. It's totally fine to switch things up as long as we're doing it right and as long as our the objective is to finish on top. The objective is to win. That's what the objective is. And so sometimes we switch things up, teams switch things up because of the team that they're playing. Maybe that team came out a little bit harder than what they thought, and they had to switch it up. They got caught off guard. Well, guess what? Maybe this year hit you a little bit harder than what you thought. Maybe you had an unexpected death in the family. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe, things just didn't happen the way how you thought it was happening. You got blindsided. It's okay. Life happens. But what we do, we switch up the game plan based on the circumstances that will put us in the best situation to finish out on top. That's what we do. Winners win. We don't quit. You never quit. And God allows these things to happen. My pastor, great pastor, loved him to death, Byron J. Elliott says it best. You have to accept what God allows. You have to accept it. Yes, I know it caught you off guard. Yes, I know it blindsided you. But accept it for what it is and allow it to make you better. It will make you better if you allow it to. But some things have to change. Sometimes in the game of basketball, if the players aren't playing the way they're supposed to, sometimes those players get put on the bench, and then somebody from the bench gets in the game. And the first thing I want to tell you is some people that you're hanging out with, they're going to have to go to the bench because they're not helping you win. They're not helping you get to your goal. They're not helping you finish out on top. So you have to put some people on the bench. And if there's some people on the bench that you're going to have to take and put in the game because they're fresh. So what I'm saying is, the first step that you need to do, you need to evaluate your circle. We have to evaluate our circle. We have to evaluate our surroundings. Are the people that we're working with helping us get to where we want to be? Are the people that we surround ourselves with helping us meet our goal? Are they pushing us towards winning, or are they pulling us back and pushing us towards losing? Because our objective is to win. The objective is to win. So if you got some people that's in your circle that's not helping you grow spiritually, that's not helping you grow towards your goal, then those people need to be put on the bench. And maybe they need to be put on the bench for good. And then maybe they need to just be put off the team and get a contract somewhere else. That's the first thing I want you to evaluate. During this halftime, during the month of June, before you get back in the game, I need you to evaluate your team. I need you to evaluate everybody who you're surrounding yourself with and see if the people who you're working along with, the people who are in your personal circle, I need you to evaluate if they are contributing to you to be successful. And if they're not, maybe they'll be good somewhere else. Trade them off. Trade them off. At the end of the day, hey, you know the saying, business is business. It's never personal. It's not personal. But listen, if you're trying to grow spiritually, if you're trying to start your own business, if you're trying to start investing money, if you're trying to grow out a department, whatever the case is, you have to evaluate how the people on your team are performing. And if they're not helping you get you where you need to be, then they need to go on the bench or go somewhere else. That's the first thing that you have to do. Evaluate your surroundings. We're all a product of our environment. But listen, sometimes we move from here and move to there for better opportunities. Sometimes we move from here and move to there to better ourselves. Because if your surroundings aren't productive, then it's going to play an effect on you, and it could slow down your productivity. And right now at halftime is not the time to slow down. Halftime is the time to pick it up. I'm going to flip it around. Maybe you're winning. Maybe right now the first 6 months went exactly how you wanted it to. Maybe things are going pinpoint exactly how you wanted it to. And that's great. But what you still need to do, you still need to evaluate and check and see who's around you. And maybe it's time for you to add somebody in off the bench and give them an opportunity to grow along with you. I don't know what it is, but you have to evaluate your situation during this halftime season. You have to do that. We have to. And so if this year started off the way how you wanted it to, that's great. And I'm happy for you. If the year didn't start off the way how you wanted it to, that's great. I'm happy for you. Because now's the time to fix things up the way it's supposed to be. I'm going to give you a little secret. It's Keepin' Real with Shaquille. I'm going to keep it real with you. This year didn't start off the way exactly how I wanted it to. Okay? I'm literally about 2 months behind from starting this season. My plan was to start this season back in January. I started around March, late April. Honestly, I don't even remember. I'm just now on my 6th episode. I'm supposed to be on my 8th episode. But it's okay. Because the most important thing is I'm going to evaluate everything I need to do. And I'm going to finish out on top. Maybe your plan got delayed. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe your flight gets delayed. Your flight gets delayed all the time. You go in a transition and you're moving from one airport and you stop. You got a point B in the middle before you get to your next point, to your next destination, and you got a little layover and maybe your flight gets delayed, but it's okay because the only thing that matters is that you get to your destination and the time that you need to get there so that you can finish what you need to finish. Well, you know what? For me, this year, hey, I'm going through that little delay period, but it's all right. Because I'm going to hop on the next plane and I'm going to get to where I need to be. I'm going to get to where I need to be. And this is what I need you to do. I need you. If you're going through that delayed period during this halftime season, I need you to hop on the next thing flying and get to your destination and finish out on top. That's what I need you to do. A couple other things I want you to look up. A couple other things I want you to do is, if your game plan isn't working, if your original game plan isn't working, I need you to adjust your game plan. Evaluate the people who are on your squad. Put people on the bench that need to be on the bench. Put people in the game that need to be in the game to help you succeed. And 2, I need you to evaluate your whole entire plan. Evaluate your game plan. So if this year was your year to start your business, okay, and right now you haven't started, you're a little bit behind, I need you to reevaluate your game plan. Right now, this year, during this time right now, I'm literally supposed to be doing another show. A show that's still in development. So what I have to do, I have to evaluate my game plan. I know exactly where I'm going to film my first episode. I know all the equipment that I need to buy and invest in. But I personally still have to reevaluate my game plan. I have to reevaluate my game plan and get things rolling. So, yes, I'm going through a little delay period, but just because it's delayed does not mean that it is denied. It's one thing for a delay, and it's another thing for denial. I refuse to be denied because this is the brand that I'm building. This is the brand that I'm building, so I have to get this done. Remember the other episode I did a couple of episodes ago where I said plan A, and then your plan B is to fulfill your plan A, so no matter what, I have to get it done. Even if it is delayed, it's okay. There's something I can learn in the delay. But while I'm in delay, I need to evaluate my game plan and see what has been working and what hasn't and change that. You need to change it on paper. Before I started talking to you guys, I had my game plan out tonight for this show written on paper. If there's something on this sheet of paper that's not helping us get us where we need to be, I'm going to reevaluate that. I'm not even going to say it at all if it's not going to help us get us where we need to be. Truth be told, I'm telling you the truth right now. So, evaluate your team. And I need you to reevaluate your game plan if it's not working. If your game plan is working, I need you to finish. Finish it and finish strong. And here's the thing. When things are going our way, and things are going exactly how we wanted to, right? Just like in the game of basketball, we can easily slack. We can easily slack, put our feet up, get all comfortable because things have been going the way how we wanted to. And guess what? Out of nowhere, we get blindsided. And then we get behind, then we lose the game. It happens all the time. The winning team who's up by 20 points, they go in at halftime. Hey, everything's going good. Hey, we doing it good. But the other team on the other side, the opponent, is back there, and they hustling. They putting a plan together, and they trying to work things out to get back in the game. And next thing you know, before you know it, you go back in the game, and a 20-point lead you let blow away. Why? Because you started chilling. Because you started getting slack. Because everything was going the way how you wanted it to. So if everything has been going the way how you wanted it to, I need you to do not slack. I need you to pick up the pace and hustle even harder. That's what I need you to do. Now is not the time to start slacking. If you've been winning all year and your plans have been going the way how you wanted it to, and we're right here at the half point, I need you to get some energy. I need you to get some people off the bench. I need you to rejuvenate your starters and get back in the game. I need you to finish. Now is not the time to let off the gas pedal. It's not. Imagine being in a race. I'm not talking about a marathon. I'm talking about a drag race. And you got the pedal to the metal, and you got your opponent beat by 10 yards, but you didn't cross the finish yard. You didn't cross the finish line yet. And guess what? If you take your foot off the pedal, they still got their foot on the pedal, and they're gonna go right past you. And guess what? That lead that you had is now gone. Game over. They won. And now it's not the time to allow your opponent to win. And who is your opponent? I'm not talking about the next man over here. I'm not talking about, whoever's selling chicken and you selling chicken, y'all competing against each other. No. I'm talking about the enemy. We got one enemy, and that's the devil. The devil's trying to get to us during this mid-season, during this halftime. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to take our mind out the game, but we can't allow him to. We can't allow him to. There's no way in the world. So we got to rejuvenate. Right now, my church on a Daniel plan. I made it 2.5 days. I'm very proud of myself without no meat. All right. So we're on a Daniel plan. Why? Because we need to rejuvenate, renew our minds. We need to put some things aside so that we can rebuild up our strength and finish this thing off right. Some things have to go to the side for a little while so it can better help us get us where we need to be. And that's what this halftime is about. You got to put some stuff aside to get where you need to be. And the last thing I need you to do, after you evaluate your players, after you evaluate your plan, I need you to get back in the game. That's what I need you to do. You're a starter. You are a starter. But you're also a finisher. You started this race. You started this thing off. But guess what? I need you to finish. You just heard me talk about getting comfortable. And when we get comfortable, we put our feet up and then we start losing. That advancement that we had, it seems like everything else just goes out the window and boom, we right back where we started. I need you to finish. Get back in the game and finish. Finish your race. Finish that plan that you have. That's what I need you to do. I don't need you to chill. Now's not the time to chill. If this year started off the way how you planned it to, anything can happen from now on. Keep your eyes on the prize and finish. Keep your eyes on the prize and finish. If this year didn't start off the way how you wanted it to, if you're like me, all right, if you're like me and this year just off the way how you wanted to, and I'm gonna get personal here, because I gotta keep it real with you guys, okay? Like I told you in the beginning of the show, I'm a few months behind on this show. I'm only halfway through this season, and I hit the halfway mark of the year. We got 12 episodes in this season. I'm on episode 6. Okay, I'm behind. I'm doing well. I thought I heard my wife talking to me. So if the chief wife officer gets involved, hey, I gotta stop what I'm doing. All right, she's the coach. So if she called a time, I gotta get a time. I thought she said something, but like I'm saying, guys, listen. According to my plan, I was supposed to be starting my 3rd show this summer. I might have to start it later on, and it's okay, because the game doesn't always start off the way how you want it to. But at halftime, you reevaluate and you finish off. Okay. It's not, like I said, it's not all about how you start, but how you finish. So maybe you like me. Okay? Listen, my wife graduated, and I was so proud. Then the next day, I turned 26 years old. I mean, things are going perfect. Beautiful moment. 4 days later, my nephew passes away. Okay, I didn't have that in the plan. That wasn't part of my plan. All right, but it's okay because God is still faithful, and we still have to finish. The marathon still has to continue, and we still have to finish off what we started. So we get hit with some roadblocks, we get blindsided, these things happen, and it's cool. It happens. But the most important thing is about your response. It's about our response. How are we going to respond to when life hits us unexpectedly? How are we going to respond when the plan is going the way how we planned it to, or the plan isn't going the way how we planned it to? No matter what happens, whether it's here or here, you still have to get here. So if you're over here and it's going right, you still got to go straight and get it done. If it's screwed up a little bit, not how you want it to, it's okay, because somewhere, somehow, you still got to get it done. You still got to go straight and get it done. You still got to. We got to. We owe it to ourselves. God placed us here for a reason. We got to fulfill the purpose. We owe it to ourselves. So, I'm going to close this thing off, and I'm going to get into a couple comments. Listen, guys, you can post questions as well. I didn't even mention that. But listen, we live for a reason because I want you guys' feedback. So go ahead and post some questions for me, or even give some comments. Let me know your thoughts on the message on tonight. All right. So 3 things. And then 3 things, then I'm going to get into the end of the show. All right. 1, during this halftime season, evaluate your players. If you have some friends and they're not helping you win and they're not helping you fulfill your goals that you have planned for this year, I need you to put those friends on the bench, get some new people in the game, and finish. 2, I need you to reevaluate your game plan if it's not working. If your game plan isn't working, you plan for one thing and it's not executing the way how you wanted it to, I need you to reevaluate that game plan. I need you to get a new game plan. It's okay. We reevaluate things all the time. Okay, you plan to take summer classes, but that class that you plan to take is not offered during the summer. It's okay. Pick up something else. Whatever you got to do to finish out on top within reason. I'm not saying do not put your morals aside. You don't do that. But whatever you have to do and reevaluate to get and finish out on top, that's what I need you to do. And last but not least, I need you to get in the game and execute and win. Get back in the game. You got your drawing board. You looked at everything. Listen, hey, Steph, you going back in the game. Clay, you going back in. Listen, Draymond, you need to sit out for a little while. Boogie, you get back in there. We're going to reevaluate this game, and we're going to get back in there. You might be down 2-1 like the Warriors right now. It's all right. You might be down. It's okay, but get back up. It's not about how you start all the time, but it's how you finish. Listen, I'm going to tell you the story, and then I'm going to get into it. Chief Wife Executive, I need you to hand me that beautiful thing over there. The Chief Wife Executive is in the building tonight, all right? Listen, my wife is a perfect example, all right? Listen, she graduated high school 2010. I'm going to tell her a story right quick. She graduated high school in 2010. Then after that, she went off to community college. Am I not supposed to tell you a story, wife? All right. She went off to community college, okay? After community college, I think she did a year. Then she moved on to Virginia University of Lynchburg, and then she got her associate's degree. That was in 2014. So 2010 to 2014, she got her associate's degree. Then she transferred on to Liberty, 2014, fall 2014. She did a year, took a year off. Then she got back in. Things didn't look all perfect, so had to submit a couple of appeals. Went through a couple more semesters. Then this time last year, lost my father. And then all classes just went downhill. Had to retake every single class. And guess what? This year, because she didn't quit, because she reevaluated her game plan, because she accepted it for what it was, because she put some people aside and then put the right people in the game, guess what happened? She finished. She got her degree. This is my wife's degree right here. Thank God for it. I praise God for it. She finished. She finished. And this, I'm holding this up for everybody who's watching because I need you to finish. Maybe your plan is taking longer than what you planned for it to. It's okay. It's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish. So finish what you started. Don't forget what you started. But I need you to finish it. Now we're going to hop on in, answer a couple questions. We're going to look at some comments. Quite a few people tune in tonight. Man, this thing is long. My wife tuned in, and she's actually here in the building. All right, so yeah.
I got it.
All right, well, here we go. So, let's see here before we end this show off. All right, so Mr. Greg Dow said, amen. Thank you, sir, for watching. The Mercer family, put them on the bench. Yes, they're not working for you. Put them on the bench and rejuvenate your starters if you need to. Miss Janice Atkins, tell it. Yes, I am. Mr. Greg Dow, trade them. Listen, if the people who are on your squad right now, if it's not working out and it don't look like it's going to work out, trade them. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Business is business. It ain't personal. All right, so Miss Janice Atkins says, are they helping to build to the worth of your goals? That's a great question that we have to ask during this halftime. Ask yourself, are the people who you surround yourself with helping you towards your goals? Are they building you up or tearing you down? It's one of the other. Or you're being stagnant. So if you're stagnant or you're being tore down, they got to go. There's only one way to go. Up. That's it. That's all we accept. Mr. Scott, he says, halftime is not the time to slow down. Halftime is the time to speed up. I needed that for sure as a 40-year-old dude. Hey, we all need it. And Mr. Scott, I want everybody to know that Scott, he's the one who believed in my vision as far as the pizza, and we worked together, and he talked to the right people, and he's a key reason why the Shack Attack exists. And so this is part of tonight's message, is that, listen, I had a goal, and I wanted to get my pizza on the menu, and I had the right people on my team. Mr. Scott, he believed in my vision, and so he helped me fulfill my vision. He's a great teammate. But I wouldn't be able to make it. The Shack Attack wouldn't exist if it wasn't for him and the people who he worked with to make it happen. So we all believed and we all worked towards the same goal. But if everybody on your team ain't believing, then they need to roll. You can't be unequally yoked, brother and sister. Can't be unequally yoked. Jonathan Smith, what up, bro? What's going on with you, man? My wife, the chief wife, executive officer of this show, reevaluating. Yes, reevaluate. How often do you reevaluate your game plan? This question was asked by Miss Janice Atkins. So there's a couple ways to do it. What I do is it's just like a job. So I wait a certain period. Maybe it depends on what I'm doing for one. So with this show in particular, what I do is I let a couple weeks go by. I look at, the interaction. I look and see, okay, now what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? And then I move on. I put a game plan together, move on forward. And then if I think it's not going to work out exactly how I want it to, then sometimes I readjust my goals. Maybe I have my goals in the wrong place. Sometimes we have our goals in the wrong place. Sometimes our priorities aren't where they're supposed to be. So, for me, like this year, after last year's success, I was like, I want thousands of views. Well, guess what? This year, it ain't happening. So I'm like, okay, well, I looked at the reason why. I said, all right, I don't think I promoted enough at the beginning of the year. So I can't go back and change that. So I'm just going to promote as much as I can. And what I'm going to do is I need to look at something else. So I said, you know what? I'm going to evaluate this on if it really influences people. And that's what the show is all about, inquire to inspire. And it's been working. And that's what matters. Hopefully that answers your question. Miss Whitney Clark, I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much. All right, so question by Miss Janice Atkins. What do you do when you get to that point when you have to motivate yourself? How important do you feel prayer has been in helping you through these times? So when you get to that point where you have to motivate yourself, that's a great place to be. a very great place to be, because some point in time in this walk in this life, you're gonna hit a rock where people aren't as engaged with you as they usually are. For me, I said this last night at Bible study, that I learned during this time, the days I've been fasting and doing the Daniel plan, I had to celebrate myself. Have to encourage myself, because my father, who used to encourage me all the time, well, he's passed away. And so now my whole entire life changed. My whole entire life changed, which means that, a part of me has shifted, and I've grown, and I had to get adjusted to it. And so I have to look at myself, and I have to be proud of myself. And so it's okay to get to those points. You just have to look at everything that you've done, all that God has done, give him glory, and be grateful and thankful for what you have accomplished so far. And continue on to fulfill everything that you're designed to do. How important do you feel prayer has been in helping you through these times? Prayer is the number one thing. Man, we cannot be here without prayer. Prayer has helped me out. The prayers of the righteous availeth much. That's what the word says. Not little, not some, much. So I've been uplifting myself. Sometimes you just got to fall out on your knees. Sometimes I don't even have the words to say. Sometimes I just fall out on my face and just like, Lord, help. And he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes I just go to a corner. If I have a bill and it can't get paid, look, property taxes just came out not too long ago, and I was like, ugh. I went to that corner. I'm like, Lord, you know what I need. And guess what? It happens. Why? Because the prayer of the righteous availeth much. We did it. Scott, yes, we did do it. Miss Whitney Clark, glory to his name. Cheryl Terrell said hi. And Mr. Maine said, great job from Miss Whitney Clark. Thank you so much. I love my family down in North Carolina. And it looks like y'all are enjoying being grandparents. And so congratulations. And then last but not least, Scott said, thanks for your example. Thanks for your leadership. And then Miss Janice just tuned in. She said, love both of you and keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much. And so, guys, listen. Like I said, last but not least, and I'm going to end on this note. I said I was going to end so much, but I just love being on camera. I just love talking to you guys. I love your interaction. It encourages me. Reevaluate your game plan. Get in the game. It's halftime. Switch people off your team. Put them on the bench if they need to be on the bench. Reevaluate your game plan. Get back in the game and finish strong. That's what I need you to do. Love you guys, and I will see you all next week on a brand new episode of Keeping It Real with Shaquille, where we inquire to inspire. God bless. Share this post. Go and support. Go subscribe to my page on YouTube, Shaquille E. Cook. Make sure that you go and like this page. Keeping It Real Shaquille Talk Show. Go and like it on Facebook, guys. Make sure that you spread the word. Also, high school students, inbox me to apply for this lovely Keeping It Real Shaquille Outstanding Student Scholarship worth $500. Application deadline is July the 4th. And we're going to wrap the season up with the winner of this wonderful scholarship. So, guys, love you all. See you next week. God bless.